Good morning, my students, boys and girls. Hope all of you are doing well and staying home with good health. Our today's topic is Lachesis, a polychrest depicting constitutional antimiasmatic homeopathic medicine in our Materia Medica, having a widespread sphere of action in different parts of our body, both mind and body as well. This medicine was proved by Herring in the year 1828 from the Trigonocephalus lachesis, the surucucu snake of South America. The natural order is Ophidia. The first titration and dilution in alcohol of the snake poison was made by Herring in 1828. The first cases were published in the archives in the 1835. In 1837, this medicine was introduced first in Homoeopathic Medica. You will be astonished to know in Herring's Guiding Symptoms, volume 6, of which Lachesis occupies nearly 100 pages. So to say something on Lachesis within one or two classes is very difficult. Rather, we will try our level best to make at least a perception on Lachesis. There's some prescribing points and generalities and particulars. Proving done by Herring and also under his direction, the then disciples and other homeopathic physicians, Stab, Gross and others. When Herring first experimented this drug, the then time he was actually working as a botanist and zoologist on the upper Amazon for the German government. Except his wife, all those about him are natives, who told him so much about the dreaded surucucu snake that he offered a good reward for a live specimen. At last one was brought in a bamboo box, and those who brought it immediately fled. And all his native servants are fled. Herring stunned the snake with a blow on the head as the box opened, then holding its head in a forked stick, he pressed its venom out of the poison bag upon sugar of milk. The effect of handling the substance and preparing the lower attenuation was to throw Herring into a fever with tossing delirium and mania. Towards morning, he slept, and on awaking, his mind was clear. Afterwards, he drank a little water to moisten his throat, feeling some subjective dryness in throat. And the first question this indomitable prover asked was, "What did I do and say?" His wife remembered vividly enough. The symptoms are written down. And this was the first installment of proving of Lachesis, what we are using for a long days. The natives crept back one by one next day and were astonished to find Herring and his wise wife still alive. Then if we consider sphere of action, already I have told the action is versatile and different places the medicine are acting. Sphere of action, first of all on mind, lots of symptoms we are getting. Then throat, in general left side of the body from head to foot, heart, blood and circulation, also nerves, brain, cutaneous nerve, vasomotor nerve, sympathetic and pneumogastric nerve, and bones and glands. Whenever we will discuss on mental symptom and particulars, we will discuss in detail how the sphere of action is being manifested in Lachesis. Now, ailments from what are the causes important for development of manifestation favoring Lachesis? Sorry. First of all, suppression. Suppression both in mental and physical level. In mental level, suppression from long-lasting grief, sorrow, pride, vexation, jealousy, disappointed love, wounded honor, etc. But in physical level, suppression especially from discharges, any type of discharge. Apart from that, climatic changes and heat in any form. Most of the female patients, those who have attained menopausal age, they are telling in that manner. Otherwise, I was doing well. But since my menopause, suffering from different types of complaint, headache and rheumatic trouble, palpitation, high blood pressure, many things may happen since her menopause. Another point is heat of summer. Lachesis seem to feed the whole human race, for the race is pretty well filled up with snakes. In Lachesis, generally there is aggravation, general aggravation of a symptom in the spring, and amelioration when you go out from the cold weather. Going from a cold into a warmer climate, the symptoms of Lachesis will come out. The warm south wind excite Lachesis symptoms. Another important feature for Lachesis is the symptom of Lachesis are worse on entering into sleep. Later on, I will discuss in detail. He may have felt nothing of his symptom when awake, but when sleep comes on, they are aroused. When taking a warm bath, aggravation of complaint, or applying warm water to places that are inflamed. After going into warm bath, even in winter, palpitation comes on. It seems as if his head would burst. His feet become cold and he is shocked all over, pulsation all over, a feeble heart, fainting in a warm bath. The patient may be cold and chilly, yet the warm room increases or brings out the symptoms. Like snakes. Snakes feels better in winter, and warmth does not seem to relieve the coldness of the feet and hands. They are so cold. They may be wrapped up in flannels and still they remain cold. tendency to affect the left side, or to begin on the left and extend to the right. Now I am going to adaptability part. To whom Lachesis is adapted best. Generally adapted to persons of a melancholic temperament, those who are sad and depressed especially, dark eyes and disposition to low spirits and indolence. Women of choleric temperament. Choleric temperament is a very old English terminology. It means to anemic, with freckles on face and red hair. Those who are fair complexion, in that case we will get this. Generally they are thin and emaciated, then to fleshy, who have been changed both mentally and physically by their illness. It is very important, the effect of illness on Lachesis patient. Before the affection, before the complaint regarding behavior and many other things, physical and mental attitude, everything was something different. But after the illness, a change may took place both in mental and physical plane in Lachesis patient. That we have to observe. Apart from that, climatic ailments, hemorrhoids and hemorrhages may took place at climatic age. Hot flashes and hot perspiration. Patient requiring Lachesis, especially at climatic age, they are complaining of hot flashes, though it is physiological, but with other complaint at climatic age, when any female life is complaining of flushing with hot perspiration, burning vertex, headache, etc., we may think of Lachesis. Now I am telling another important point already told. Sleep into aggravation. If the symptom is mild, the aggravation will be mild. So, the patient feels bad when he wakes up after a long sleep. In the milder symptom, this aggravation took place throughout the sleep and patient feels it after waking up. But if the illness is grave, that is of considerable violence, the patient may feel it immediately on going to sleep, and it arouses him. It may be heart symptom or any other symptom. When the symptom is considerably grave and violence, then the patient may feel it immediately on going to sleep, that is sleep into aggravation. In this relation, I am happy to share one of my important case. A lady about 82 years, a close neighbor. She was a known case of hypertension under allopathic medication and also non-diabetic. She was taking rest after taking meal in noon. Suddenly she woke up, and with anxiety she was telling, "Please hold me. If I fall down, I will suffer a lot. I am suffering from severe palpitation in my heart, in my chest, please hold on, please hold on. With severe anxiety, slip into, she wake up suddenly and telling that. On examination it was revealed, though she was a known hypertensive case and thus her hypertension was controlled with allopathic medication, but on examination it was revealed, for the time being the blood pressure was 220 by 130. Considering her demeanor, slip into aggravation and anxiety, Lachesis 200, 2 globules moistened with half cup of water and 1 teaspoonful was administered at 15 minutes interval for 2 times. And after taking the medicine, she slept again. And about 2.5 hours she woke up. And during administration of medicine, I suggested, if any grave thing takes place, please admit her to any institutional hospital. But with utter surprise, after 2.5 hours, her blood pressure was dropped down. It was 150 by 90. That is why I am telling, if it is disease is considerable violence, that may aggravate during sleep more. In Lachesis adaptability, another important thing I would like to include regarding mental attitude, nothing stands out more boldly than the self-consciousness, the self-conceit, the envy, the hatred, the revenge, and the cruelty of the man. That is why, if he or she got any history of mental trauma in any form, he or she like to, in Lachesis patient, always there is an overstimulation which is constantly seeking an outlet. It is the essence of this medicine. Overstimulation, keep in mind, overstimulation which is constantly seeking an outlet. We may consider these phenomena, the essence of this medicine. When it happens to mental level, it manifested by great loquacity. And if it manifested in physical level, by discharges. Apart from that, overstimulation in sexual plane, which has not been satisfied by Ailments, leads the seat of this medicine. Overstimulation in emotional level, causing strong morbid attachment, leads to jealousy and suspiciousness. So, in Lachesis adaptability, whenever we are taking the cases and making the totality in our daily practice, we should find out the phenomena of overstimulation, which is constantly seeking an outlet. It may be in mental level. When it manifested at loquacity. If it in physical level, it manifested at physical discharges. Jealousy and suspiciousness are the grand characteristics, mental features of Lachesis. That is also nothing but the overstimulation in mental and emotional level, causing strong morbid attachment, from where the jealousy and suspiciousness arises. Now, today's class I like to conclude with few symptoms, characteristics, features. First of all, worse by sleep. Second, great sensitiveness of the surface with intolerance of touch or constriction. Left-sidedness and the direction from left to right. Symptoms begin on the left side and either remain there or proceed to the right. Amelioration from the onset of discharge, along with just what I am telling, the overstimulation. Don't forget the essence of the remedy, overstimulation in all spheres. Thank all of you for your patient sharing. Now you may ask your questions one after another. In next class, we will discuss about the mental generalities and physical generalities of Lachesis, followed by particulars. Please go through authentic Materia Medica books and get idea about Lachesis.